So I want to know, what was your favorite prank that you guys played on somebody else on cast, either on set or off set?
He gets a little bit more grand with his pranks than I tend to just subtly, yeah, we're more opportunists than we are planning pranksters.
I think I still laugh at, there are two that stick out in my head. One is when Misha kicked us off set, and the other is when Nina kicked us off set for making Alex laugh.
Although recently he was kicked off of the set because Misha couldn't get his coverage because he was messing with Misha so bad, and he was kicked out of the room, not off the soundstage, but just out of the room, and I'm reading opposite Misha, giving my lines, somebody else is giving Jared's lines, and I'm off camera, and Misha's giving his performance, and I look behind him, and the door that Jared had walked out of is about 15, 20 feet behind Misha, and I just look over Misha's shoulder, and here comes Jared army crawling back onto set. And the whole crew can see this. Misha cannot.
Yet.
And so Misha then looks like a different direction, and I lean into our camera operator's ear, and I'm like, tilt down. And so the camera goes down, finds Jared doing this. So now everybody back at Video Village that's not in the room is now seeing this on the monitors, Jared crawling back towards like a shark in the water.
Because I had to be below the frame.
Right. And so it tilts back up, and Misha continues, and then you just see and I don't know what, you grab his like Achilles tendon or something?
No, I grabbed the inside of his leg.
Oh. Right.
It's a little love pinch.
As you do. Where's the tenderest spot?
Yeah.
There were markings on both of their bodies by the time we were done filming this scene, and it looked like they'd gone to some like odd bondage party,
which we did later, but
right, which just mixed with the bruises that you actually had from the bondage party.
That's the funny thing, is that later we did a different scene, and it was now my coverage that Misha wasn't in, and so I'm sitting there and chatting. All of a sudden I feel fingers behind like the inside upper part of my arm, and I'm like, oh, it's okay, I deserve this. I know I deserve this, so I'm gonna keep on going. And it took like breathing exercises to try and not break, like a tear rolls
Meanwhile,
down.
he's performing, like he's delivering lines as Sam Winchester, and just through excruciating pain. And he showed me his arm afterwards. It looked like he'd been flogged.
Yeah. And the next day I'm in a t-shirt, and Tom was like, Daddy, what's on your arm? And I was like, long story, I'd rather not tell you.
Work's tough, kid. So again, the pranks are not big and elaborate, like some would like to think. They're just it's target practice. Anytime we find a target, we just start pranking.
Thank you.
But he is certainly committed. I mean, to come back in on all, like, on elbows, crawling towards his prey.
Gotta
give it to him.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Thank you.
Thanks.
She's alive. You, Jensen.
She were alive. Hold it. Why would you be sorry that she's alive?
Tear? You got a tear?
OPT.
That's so good. What about Jack? Did you find him?
I'm sorry, he's alive, I guess.
Hi, Misha. My name's Dean.
Hi, Dean.
Hi. I had a question. My question is, what is your favorite memory with Jared and Jensen on set?
Don't have any of those. We recently announced that the show is going to be coming to an end after next year, and it's something that we all are going to miss. We're going to miss the fun that we have on set, and we all know that we're never going to have that again in our professional careers. It's been lightning in a bottle. It's been really such a lucky thing to be a part of, and it's not just the environment on set, but it's also this community, and It's been really, really lovely. But we, on set, we have so much fun so much of the time and spend so much of our time laughing or trying not to laugh or hurting each other. And it's just so special. Like, you're never going to get that again. In fact, the last scene that Jared and I shot together, Phil, who was directing, in our blocking rehearsal said, Misha, I'd like you to sit here, Jared, you sit there. And I was like, why would you do that? Why would you put us next to each other in a scene? And, and so my coverage was first. We were sitting in the Men of Letters at the big map table, and I was sitting there like this, and Jared was sitting right next to me. And my coverage, so the close-up was on me, and it was a fairly long scene. And Jared reached under the table and just started pinching my inner thigh with all his might. I mean, he was trying to tear the flesh off my leg. And I remember distinctly thinking, like, this is so special, I'm never gonna get this again on another show. For about a week, I had this line of like purple that turned green, little spots along my leg. It looked like I was dying of something. And that's a tricky thing, by the way, just so you know, for future reference, to explain to your wife. Like, oh, no, those bruises all over my inner thighs? Just a work thing. Thanks.
Thank you.
Stick with the kid in case he, you know. Yeah, in case he, Yeah. All right, here we go. Lock it up.
Yeah, this would be something of a Hail Mary. It's a sports term, like slam dunk or ball handler.
You call?
Like ball handler.
Hey, what's up?
All right, take it back to ball handler.
Yeah.
Somebody restraining him? Ball handler? He's still there, huh?
Oh, yes, sir. Right there.
So my question is more to bring a little levity to the situation. This is
Thank God.
This is for Jensen
Thank
about
God.
Jared.
For me, about him?
Yeah.
Oh, yay. You want to share?
We're going to. It's all about your sharing, actually. So earlier in this weekend, we've heard some wonderful stories about how Jared on scene sometimes has the force of the wind, if you know what I mean.
The force is strong with him.
So I wonder if you could share with us, please, a humorous either on or backstage, off-scene event where the force of the wind was certainly very strong.
I'm laughing really quickly because my 5-year-old will be like, Dad, I tooted. I'm like, Chevy, that wasn't a toot, that was the force of the wind.
Yeah.
It's a spell. And you're gassy. You ain't have a burrito when you get toxic. Oh my God, it's rotten eggs. Oh God.
What baffles me about his skill set is that if he wants it to be silent, if he needs it to make noise in order for people to laugh, and it's unbelievable because it's the silent ones. But the audible ones don't at all. And I'm like, how? And he's like, it's the force. And it truly is baffling to me. the skill of flatulence that you possess.
We literally are unhireable anywhere else.
Yes, that's a common theme heard on set by most of the crew and the cast, is that it's that we're just not hireable on any other project.
And we joke often that we're unfireable. You know, like we can't really do Supernatural without Sam and Dean. But we're also unhireable anywhere else. It's just weird.
Just the lack of professionalism that is displayed from moment to moment. But then we somehow managed to get, I mean, I remember...
Dude, forces of the wind happen.
I remember...
Too much gas being let out of this man next to me.
Oh, it's like sulfur. I ate some sulfur for lunch.
Oh my God!
You sure that's him? Only Jeff Montgomery in town.
Phil Sagrisha, who's been with us for forever, was directing the season finale, and there was one day where he had the devil in him, and Phil's just like walking out, and he's saying through like laughing tears, like, "Can we please just get the scene?"
It'll make the gag reel for sure.
Oh yeah, and he's like, "I just want to finish this before lunch, please." He's like begging Jared to just behave.
I won't say too much, but I will say this. It was shot on Castiel from the waist up, and I was crawling on the set so that the camera couldn't see me.
Yeah, because at one point he was standing next to Misha, and so the camera was, first it got Misha's coverage, which Jared, I believe, was grabbing the inside of his knee or his thigh. And, yeah, and squeezing it, so like drawing blood. And so Misha's like, I can't do this with him here. So they literally just said, you're off camera, get out of here, somebody else will read your lines. So they kick him off the set. And I'm across from Misha, and he's now doing the scene, and I just look in the doorway, and here comes Jared crawling on all fours back onto set to inflict more pain on Misha. And I leaned into to Brad, our camera operator, I'm like, tilt down, tilt down, tilt down. He's like, we're in the middle of the camera, I'm like, tilt down. And so he just tilts down, and there's Jared just... So now keep in mind, Jared still hasn't done his coverage yet. And here's where it takes like an even more bizarre turn. During Jared's coverage, I'm thinking, well, Misha's gonna get him back big time. And Misha was, but in retaliation for Misha getting him back, Jared is now squeezing the inside of his thigh even harder, which made Jared's coverage look like this. And I think Nina, she's our director, she said, Jared, you're the only person who sabotages your own coverage.
You're the only actor I've ever worked with who sabotages their own coverage.
Yeah. And,
I will say this, when Misha, like I had a bruise in my arm, I may still, he was there going like, it's inside.
Pinching the inside of your bicep,
like the meat.
that is a very sensitive, like.
And you're sitting there and I was like, this is gonna piss me off, but I totally deserve this.
I'm just like so happy I was not on that side of the table. And Phil, he keeps coming back, he's like, guys, please, just want to finish this scene before lunch. And he's like laughing because it's, I don't know, again, unhireable on another set. We just don't put up. And there was one crew guy who was new. He was a day call that day. He was working some of the electrics stuff, and I remember him watching in just like disbelief that this was the kind of shenanigans that goes on the show that is in its 14th year, and they yelled cut and was just like, wow. Literally, that was it. Yeah, like just like, I can't believe these people are allowed a job.
Trusting a fart after 40. You know that, right, Misha?
He has been 40 for 40 years.
Awesome. That's awesome. Right. Come on.
You know what?
You're awesome.
Thanks. You too, I guess.